I've been living in Thailand for 3 months now. So let's go for a walk and let's discuss all the cool stuff I've gotten to do here in Thailand. For those of you who are new here, my name's Vaughan Littlejohns. I moved to Thailand 3 months ago to take on a new role as a Director of Technology and Innovation here at an international school in Chiang Mai. Currently, I'm just out the back of the school where we have these amazing rice fields, which are massive and really cool to see, because literally when I got here, these were literally baby little rice fields. They were tiny. They didn't have really any legs to them or any growth. But now look, we've even got, you can see the actual rice that is growing. And for me, that is really cool because essentially it symbolizes growth, that time has passed, something new is starting to form. And for me, this is a moment in my life where I've wanted it for so long, and now I'm starting to grow and feel comfortable in that space where we are actually creating something that we actually want to live for. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing some of my key insights that I've learned along the way, some of the challenges that I've dealt with, and some of the cool opportunities that really excite me for what's to come next. So if you follow along, I'd appreciate it if you smash the share button and the like button and follow along, and let's get into today's video. So one of the first things I noticed when I moved here to Thailand is everyone says it. All people in Thailand are very friendly and very smiley, and they always want to welcome you. And honestly, that has been pretty much my experience. Everyone has been very welcoming and very receptive. My team that I work with, I've got 4 Thai team in my technology IT system, and they're amazing. They're so fun, they're just so welcoming, and they're really knowledgeable in their field. And what's been interesting for me is to work alongside them, see what they do, see how they operate, and see where I can actually help. Because prior to my arrival, there hadn't been a Director of Technology at the school for 4 years. So there's been significant gaps that essentially need to be filled. There's been some significant decisions that need to be decided on. For example, there is currently no AI policy in the school. There's infrastructure is not really there to support students or teachers in regards to professional development when it comes to technology adaptation, all those kind of things. So that has been one of the things that I've been focusing on pretty heavily in the first 4 weeks. Now, it can bring excitement, it can bring stress, it can bring all sorts, but we got to remember when we're in these new contexts that we can seek first to understand and then to be understood, because ultimately if we go in there and we try to say, hey, I'm going to change all these things, I'm going to be implementing all these new systems and processes, ultimately we're going to get met with resistance, and that is not what we want when we start a new process or start a new position. So for me, I've just been taking that time to understand the context, to understand how things have been, what things have worked, what things haven't, and the processes in which we actually engage throughout the actual school term, and in general, our systems and operational management for technology. So the exciting component of that now is I've managed to form a few teams. We're now looking at AI literacy, AI development, professional development, and we're looking at AI policy and procedural guidelines for our students and our staff, because that is one of the things that we're finding we need more clarity on. And the key lesson for this one is the other week I actually had to present to about 60 parents about what is we doing in regards to AI, what are we going to be doing in regards to digital security and cybersecurity for our students, and having a clear message. This is what we've done, this is where we're going, and this is how you can help, has really set a foundational tone for that parent community and collaboration. And it's just one of those things that I've learned over the years, that when we are presenting a concept or an idea, clarity is key, because it was a hard lesson that I've learned over the years. But at the end of the day, if we don't be consistent in our communication, people can make it up. And that is not what we want when we are trying to lead others in a time of innovation and a time of rapid change. So yeah, but sometimes it's hard to lose that, or sometimes it's easy to lose that sight, and we need to just come back, get on a walk, go for a trail, and actually just clear our minds. I was talking to a friend recently and they're like, are you still walking? I said, oh, look, I've been really struggling to actually get out of the house, get out of the office, because I've been focused so heavily. But there's an analogy, and it's called sharpen the saw. You can be cutting down a tree and working on this project for hours and hours and hours, but if you just spend 10 minutes to sharpen your saw, you'll get it done so much quicker. So that is the principle I'm doing today. That's why I'm out here in the rice fields. But you can see I'm probably sweating up a storm because it's super humid and super hot, but still lovely to get out and see all the farmers working. We've currently got a couple down here. They're actually whippersnipping this track and plowing, getting ready to plow the fields in the upcoming weeks. Let's go down one of these rice fields and go to our next sort of area of reflection, and that will be the sense of community. This is my first ever experience going into an international school, and it is completely different from back home in Australia. I worked for nearly 10 years in government system, and for all its faults, it is a educational leader in the world. And there is lots of structure, there's lots of systems in place to help you sort of maintain and manage the ever-changing world of education, but also to actually just give you some guide rails on, hey, look, this is what we're doing and why we're doing it. Now, when we come into international space, the thing I've actually noticed is there is guide rails, there is regulation, there is policy, there is all those kind of things. But what makes it different is the sense of community. Many of us teachers actually live on campus. That means we have nearly got forced social interaction. But for me, that's not a bad thing. It sort of reminds me of when I went to university and I was living on campus. And the reason being is because, proximity is power. The people you surround yourself with is the person you're going to become. And for many of the teachers here, they're actually expats from all over the world. But what they do is they actually work and do that for 5+ years, maybe shorter, and then they go to a next country, and then they go to a next country. And for many of them, they've been traveling for the last 20-something years and just going to different countries, living different experiences, and not necessarily taking work too seriously. There's a phrase in Thailand called sabai sabai, just chill. It is basically saying, yeah, look, I'm good, I'm chill, because there is a method of, why are you working so hard? Enjoy life, enjoy where you are. Take a moment to actually come and explore some of these cool things. And many of the international teachers have that mindset where they can actually just chill out, enjoy the social interactions, and actually enjoy the place that they are. And for a while, that was a bit of a hard challenge for me to get my head around. Now, it was because I'm so used to working and so used to sort of just grinding and getting things done, and social life came always second. Social life was when we book it in our calendar, otherwise it doesn't happen. Whereas here, very much impromptu. Hey, do you want to go get a massage? Hey, do you want to go out to Mukapra and go barbecue? Now I just butchered that word, but it's basically Thai barbecue, which is really cool. You just sit around, you go and get your meat from a buffet, and then you cook all together on this little barbecue. So it's really cool to see these different experiences and just slow down in that capacity. Now I'm going to continue walking through this rice field, but it is very boggy. So let's see how we go. One of the most amazing things that I've actually we're on school term break and it's flown by. The amount of cool things that I've actually been able to do, to lead, it's for me, it's amazing, it's exciting. But the thing I've lost track of over the last 3 months is documenting the wins. Now, for many of you who would know me, you know my phrase is effort equals results. And what I've been doing in regards to content is literally just focusing on the effort, posting about the challenges, posting about my decision making, all the things that I'm doing to, ground myself in this situation and actually understand the context a little bit better. But when it comes to it, We want to celebrate the wins, look at the results that we're achieving. And for me, at the moment, I'm doing some really cool things and I'm working with some really cool people. One of the projects that comes top of mind is we need digital citizenship for our K-12. And what I'm doing is I've got a team who are working in that space, but I've got a grade 9 digital design class. Basically, I've set them an action-based research project where they're actually creating the surveys. They're actually becoming the digital entrepreneurs of our day. And we're actually consulting with clients from grade 5 to 9. They're creating AI chatbots to then get a deep understanding of the fundamental lack of knowledge our students may have when it comes to digital citizenship and cybersecurity and AI and things like this. And then we're doing some really cool stuff and we're using AI vibe coding to create some games to then reinforce the learning for those students. And they're really excited because it's action, it's taking their control of their own education, and there's real buy-in because they actually have to present and pitch it to students through the school. And ultimately, if they go well, they'll go further and they'll put it out into the system, and we'll go through, actual marketing, and we'll go through all those different cool concepts for entrepreneurship. So when it comes to my experiences here in Thailand, one of the things that was stopping me from coming originally was, what if I don't like it? What if I'm not going to enjoy it? What if I can't succeed in what I want to do? But all these limiting beliefs of what if? But you got to shift it. I shifted it and I went, what if it's amazing? What if I meet some really cool people? What if I get to do some really cool things? And for me, that's actually reality. You can see where I am, you can see the beauty, but the intricacies of day-to-day work is probably the third component that I'm really thinking about. And that's where we look at the wins, we look at the things that we're doing. And it's been a busy term. It's been crazy. We've been implementing new systems within the first week with little structural impact. And that's been a huge learning curve, making sure that, operational things are in place. But when it comes to just doing cool stuff, getting in amongst the community, getting in amongst the things that we want to do. And just for me, I've spent most weekends traveling. I've been going into the city of Chiang Mai, I've been going to Chiang Rai, I've just come back from Phuket and done some really cool things up there along the beach line and in the national park. And it's just those experiences that we get to do that actually make the situation and make our ability to enjoy a position that we may be in and might be finding it stressful. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. I feel like there's a little concept that I've really sort of covered, which is, say yes, have the courage to say yes to these experiences, to the things that you want to do in life, and the world will basically present you with those opportunities as they go. Because if we focus on too far in the future, then we can feel out of control. But if we come back to what we are in control of here, we can feel a lot more stable in our decision making. But this is not necessarily supposed to give you any wisdom or advice. This is just a reflection on some of the cool things that I've been getting to experience here in Thailand. So if you've enjoyed this little bit of content, it's a lot different to what I usually put out. I would appreciate it if you like it, you send us a comment. And I will see you in the next one. Remember, effort equals results. Have a great day.